Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen.
Welcome back to 1 a.m. podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan, joined here today by RB Mo. Mo, how you feeling today, sir?
I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. Of course, we have to send one up for our boy Jelani right now, man, who's up road right now. He not feeling too well, so we gonna hold it down for him this week and everything like that. I got my I got my like little allergy joint going on today too, but I'm waiting to the very end of the day till I finish everything to take Benadryl because once you take Benadryl, it's wraps for the day. You done.
Bro, facts. Yeah, I was my allergy been acting up too. And last night and I took some more this morning and I was looking at it and it didn't say nothing about drowsy, but man, I was at work ready to knock out, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Oh yeah. You can't have no day with no Benadryl. Like you need to make sure everything you need to do for that day is done before you take your Benadryl, bro.
Right. No,
I used to be going to school on the Benadryl though, like just out of it, just sitting in class, just out of it, bro.
That boy used to be geeked up.
Geeked up. My mom, she tried to stop me from taking the Benadryl. She said, I believe you. What you call you addicted to it? I said, Mom, I just have allergic allergic reactions, man. Like I need this to survive.
Nah, I feel you on that, man. Yeah, I don't know what it is lately, bro. This year my allergies have been horrible, bro. Like I've been having to take Claritin consistently, Alka-Seltzer, all that stuff, bro.
Yeah, mine just really kicked up this weekend, and I thought it was from last Friday. I rode with my sports editor up the road for like an hour long road trip, and he has cats and dogs. So, his car has some shedding in it. So I'm thinking when I get back and my allergies start acting up, I'm like, oh, that's just his car. Bro, it's been darn near a week later. It's Thursday. That was Friday when I rode with him. And my allergies feel like they acting up more than ever. My eye been twitching all week. I thought it was stress. I brought the stress ball with me to work today. I felt better squeezing it and stuff like that. I got a lot of rest during my off day on Wednesday. I got 8 hours, and then I took a nap after I fixed me something to eat for lunch, and I was still just tired. I'm like, bro. I mean, no, I wasn't tired. My eye was still twitching, so I was like, what is going on? I didn't know what was going on. But I think today, between all the sneezing and drowsy and stuffed ears and everything, I was like, it's my allergies, bro.
No, facts. Bro, when I was in high school, my allergy used to be really bad. And I remember one time, I don't know if you remember this, bro. I had, it was like 2 days. I came to school and my eyes were bloodshot red. And yeah, bro, I remember being in class, bro, and it's like I didn't want to look at nobody because everybody be sitting there staring at me like, why is his eyes so red? And everybody just thought I was high. I ain't even smoke or do nothing at the time, bro. So I remember one time I was in my Latin class and this one girl was just I had my head down the whole time, and then I lift my head up to answer a question, and then everybody started looking, and then one girl was like, "Damn, I want what you've been smoking on." I'm like, bro, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to chill.
Nah. Today was my day to film something for work. I got to do one once a week, and I always do it on Thursdays. So I went outside or whatever, and I had to film it on my phone because the lady who usually edits it from the studio with the green screen and everything like that, she's off. She's on vacation. So I went outside and I found a nice little spot to do it, and I'm recording. And it's closer to your phone. It's closer to your face when you're recording in selfie mode by yourself. So I could see everything in my face and everything up close to me, and my eye is my right eye was just and I was like, dang, bro. I was thinking about bringing my shades while I was in the office, but I didn't bring it out because I didn't want people being like, oh, he think he Hollywood, he think he did. I'm like, bro, I should have just brought my shades, bro, because you know how you pay attention to every single little thing it is when it's you on the video and stuff like that. So yeah.
One thing I will say, it's interesting you bring that up. This is just like a random, like kind of off track. But one thing that helped me with like, self-consciousness in life, bro, that realization that people don't pay attention to you as much as you pay attention to you,
100%, 100%. But there is every now and again, like you do be thinking about stuff, you know what I'm saying, about how you present yourself for sure.
No, definitely, bro. No, and that's why I say it definitely, I feel most times people don't be paying attention. And so, but it's still like the little stuff you're like, just in the off chance that somebody does pay attention to this, it's like, man, but I was just really just saying just in general, like that's one thing I know when I was younger, like I wouldn't say I was necessarily subconscious, but I was like, I guess in the sense I was, but I don't really feel like it wasn't like a self-conscious where just like I was like had low self-esteem with it. It was just like sometimes you get mindful of like, cause I notice a lot of little stuff, especially about myself. So when I'm out in public, I be thinking people notice me like stuff like that too. But then you realize like, bro, people don't pay attention like that. But
Yeah, everybody has their own problems, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, look who in the chat already supporting you, man, before we even get into it.
hey, it's good, bro.
man. So
hey, today was a tough.
it's gonna be one of them episodes for sure. It's gonna be it's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be a classic, but we gotta work our way into it. We gotta ease our way into it and things of that sort, man. Like
no facts.
But going back to it, bro, like I'm extremely like it's weird because I could be extremely self-conscious, but I'm also extremely like probably the more nonchalant people like people like say they come across. So it's weird. Like sometimes I really care, sometimes I don't care at all. It's just like it's kind of no in between. But I would say I think a lot of times it is on you as well, of just like not how other people perceive you, but how like, you know what I'm saying, just for yourself. Like it's like, do I really want to walk around with one busted red eye around here? You know what I'm saying? When I could just put on some shades.
Right.
So it's like little things, because like little things that you'll notice, even if other people don't notice it in your mind, to just deal with I don't have to worry about that. You could just try to handle it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is someone who said this, Aaliyah, shout out to Aaliyah Godson, find me in a secret place. She does a Bible study I go to on YouTube every Saturday. Aaliyah said that as she got older and matured, she realized that self-consciousness was really just selfishness. I said, oh, that's hard. She said, because at the center of self-consciousness is self. You always thinking, oh, hey, these people are judging me based off of how I do my sets. They're judging me off of my reps and this and that. And it's like, ain't nobody paying attention to you. The world don't revolve around you. The main character syndrome, everything like that. And it's like, dang, when I heard that, I said, dang, like that flipped around a lot for me. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I like you said, I got past a lot of that, like, in my earlier years, but a lot so from my friends when they're like, hey, is this good? Is this good? Before you walk in somewhere. I got anything on my face? Is it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you see stuff like that, it's like, dang, I know how to like approach this next time when giving a friend advice.
Nah, facts, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The last thing that made me self-conscious, bro, was last year I was at work and the girl has said, she was like, yo, you walk like you got thick thighs. And I said, what? Yo, like it just threw me off, bro. And I was just like, but she's like, no, it's not bad. And then like, so from there, I was kind of like, I was really trying to analyze my walk. And then she was like, no, but it's like, it's not that deep though. And I was just like, okay, but that was just a crazy thing to say,
100%. Like I don't know how I'd be acting after someone told me that.
Yeah, bro. Nah, but one thing that I always forget about that I feel like made me a little self-conscious growing up, my lisp.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My lisp, like I don't really care about that no more. But I forget that I have a lisp most times. I think, and I feel like people don't even notice it until somebody randomly brings it up. And
Right.
then it's always like in the most random way, like like, say you joking with somebody, it's usually a girl. Like, I'm like joking with a girl or something like that, and I say something that they'd be like, oh, like one girl, she killed me. Like I said something to her, and she was like, vuh, vuh, vuh. I was like, oh, I was like, yo, I was like, my bad.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that like you just grow up with, bro. Like you say, like you self-conscious of like it was probably for me, my mole. You know what I'm saying? Like as a kid, I think I started to grow a mole like at 7 on my cheek. And like when I was 7 or whatever, like it affected me. But then like you grow up and it just becomes so much a part of your life, you forget that you even have it until someone points it out. And then it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like, yeah, it's there. It's just like I had no choice. Like, what else? What am I supposed to do? And other people are like, oh yeah, I had a mole on my leg and I cut it off. I was like, I'm not about to try that on my face, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not that deep.
Yeah, it's never been that deep. But yeah, man. Like in the meantime, at the time we're recording this, the Dodgers just won. They've advanced in the playoffs. They won 2-1, but they won in 11 innings. So that was something. Like I just received a text message. It was like, "Wow, Dodgers!" And I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "11 innings," and so they just won on a walk off.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I like because it ended like probably within like the first 2 minutes of us starting. And I saw it. Yeah, because I had I put a few dollars on the Phillies to win, man. I was a little sick about that one, bro.
Yeah, nah. I can imagine. Prayers up to Philly, man. Y'all stay safe out there, everything. But man, okay, let's get into it, bro. So we're gonna start off with this Sam Foster. So I reacted to this earlier this morning on stream, and I think it's just this might be the most interesting mayoral race in America right now, and it just happens to be in our hometown. It's 24-year-old Sam Foster. He's a 24-year-old black man, as you guys can see, versus 78-year-old Mayor Tomlin, who's been the mayor since we were in high school. Mo and I were in high school. And like I said this morning, we haven't been in high school in 13 years. So he's going for he's currently 78. So he'll be in office if he reelected until he's 82. And this will be like his 6th term in a row. So this is Sam's page.
He got a whole park named. He had a park named after him when we was in high school, bro.
Mayor, shout out Mayor Tomlin, bro. I said I had no problem with Mayor Tomlin, this and that. And I seen some of the stuff on Sam's page. I said, hey, Mayor Tomlin did what?
No, crazy because I remember I was thinking the same thing. I didn't know that Sam Foster was running at first. But then I saw, and honestly, I didn't know. I saw something about Mayor Tumlin, and I was like, dang, he's still there. And but then when I saw this, I was like, yeah, it's time for a switch,
bruh. And the comments in Facebook is so defensive, bruh. I said, bruh, I get it. Mayor Tomlin, a cool dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like he cool as ever. Like he just show up to the little events, hand you your key to the city, hand you your little certificate, give you a firm handshake, and go about his day. He don't cause no problems. I ain't got no problem with Mayor Tomlin, but he's 78. This is like at the end of the day, it's a job where you have to do stuff, bruh. And I don't mind putting the 78-year-old to sit down. I have no problem with it, bruh. So when I see my fellow, people that I grew up with, I'm saying, a lot of them on one side of the spectrum and things of that sort, like it's crazy to me because it's like, bro, he's 78. Like, what more? Like, I get it that that's your man's and that's been your man since 2010, but it's 2025. Like, come on, let's be serious now, bro. Like, you have 15 years to make whatever changes he wanted to make to the city. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I'm going to say, crazy. The one thing about Marietta is it's a very, I don't want to say old money, but old, like, tradition town.
That's exactly what I was saying, bro.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people that, their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, and so forth, all the way. I remember being in 8th grade, like they was talking about we're going to take a field trip to some girl's house because they didn't have it since the Civil War, and it's like stuff like that where these people are a bit like ingrained into this city for so long, even the black people. You know,
That's what I was about to say. I was like, isn't that even just the white people that have that history and lineage? It's one group chat that I have, where it's like kids that I went to like after school program with in elementary school and things of that sort. And like they were talking about I showed them something cool that I saw on Facebook about Lemon Street. Lemon Street, for those of y'all who don't know, it was a black only school before integration in Marietta. So like I saw this cool old picture from Lemon Street High School, and I showed it to them like, "Ooh, this is so cool." And they was like, "Yeah, my grandma tell me about that all the time." And they was like, "Yeah, my grandma went there." And then they was like, "I'm pretty sure everybody in here grandparents went to Lemon Street." I was like, "My mom's not from Marietta. Like, my mom's from North Carolina. My dad's from Jersey, bro. Like, I thought that was normal that like black people, their parents migrated to Atlanta because like the big kind of boom of Atlanta and the South." But apparently all y'all is already from here. Like I had no clue. I found this out as like a 29-year-old, 30-year-old man. But yeah, like that's just how Marietta is. This kid right here, I found out he's not from Marietta. And when I found that out, I was like, ooh, they ain't gonna like that.
oh yeah, I didn't know that. I would have swore he would have went
this dude, you know how he came to Marietta? He went to Southern Poly, bro.
Southern Poly still a thing?
No, Kennesaw State Marietta campus. Like he said, I came down here to go to KSU, and I said KSU, that's out there. And then he said KSU Marietta campus. I said, oh, Southern Poly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you said Southern Poly, I was like, how old is that kid again?
yeah. No. He went to Southern Poly, so I was like, oh, they're not gonna like that. But here's some of his videos, and we'll go from there. Whenever it loads, hold on, let me see. Hold on, because I seen some. He is exposing some crazy stuff about Mayor Tumlin, bro. Let me see.
Hey guys, the disclosure deadline is tonight. The disclosure deadline.
This one they reached 40.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before. We are really close to our fundraising goal, and we just need a little bit more money. So if you could be a really awesome sport and give us $5, it would be really appreciated, and it would help us beat the establishment in Marietta. I'm about to ask you.
And this man has raised the reason why this is like the most interesting story in America, like most interesting mayor story in America. The 24-year-old black dude has raised 4 times more dollars than the 78-year-old white man, which is crazy. But yeah, I actually reached out to Sam to bring him on tonight, and he didn't get back to me, but I sent it to him like 5 hours ago. So I was like shooting up a Hail Mary, see if he come on the pod. But I'd love for him to come on the pod and talk to us as, Marietta, how you say it?
Alum?
Marietta natives?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Marietta natives and alumni.
Our system is.
But it was something. Where is that,
right
bro?
now, we're dealing with a city government.
He had something that I was like, yo, I did not know that, bro.
This is Marietta. We're just getting back.
This ain't it.
Hi, KSU. I'm Sam Foster, and I'm running for mayor.
Ain't it.
2 years ago, the mayor vetoed a mixed-use project. Hey, guys, the disclosure deadline.
Okay,
I'm about to ask
I'll tell you what it is. He said that Mayor Tumlin vetoed making Juneteenth a holiday, bro.
Yeah, you're just on the video.
What video was it? This one?
No.
2 years ago, Hi, KSU.
No, keep going down.
It
was in the caption.
It's official. We now.
It's the title.
Hi, KSU. Hey, guys.
I'm about to. Hi.
Oh, this one.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before.
Oh, so he didn't even say it. He just.
I'm about to ask you something you've never heard me ask before. I'm about to ask.
But when I seen that, I said, bro, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I did not know that, bro.
I said, Mayor Tumlin was cool. Like I said, he showed up to the little parade. You know what I'm saying? Wave the little wear his Marietta hat, show up to the game.
Right.
It's crazy, bro.
Yo, didn't Johnny Walker run for mayor at one point?
Johnny Walker is a city councilman, but I believe he did run for mayor at one point. But he's all team Tumlin right now. Like he talking down. He like, now keep in mind, most of the people that donated for him aren't from Marietta. And I'm like, dang, bro. Like y'all really going up for y'all, man.
No, facts. I mean, that's why I kind of figured probably that because they see a young black kid, that's Probably well educated. And they see it's like it's time for a switch. So I'm sure he is, because the person that I first heard about it from was Grits and Eggs.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Like this gotta be the most interesting mayor's race in America right now, bro.
No, facts, bro. Yeah, so I mean, hey, I'm rooting for my boy. I might throw a few dollars in the campaign, man.
Yeah, I wish I still lived in Marietta. My address, as you guys know, is not in Marietta anymore. So yeah,
No,
there's that.
facts.
But yeah, like this is. But I mean, but on top of him being black and young, he's not from Marietta. So it's
Yeah,
like everything against what they want and what's like the norm over there, bro.
nah, facts, bro.
I
Yeah,
wonder if he's gonna win though, because it's like you can have all this support online and like from outside of Marietta, but like the people in Marietta are the only people that matter.
right.
So I'm very interested to see if he wins.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be a good race. I think he'll probably can KSU students vote.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's saying KSU students, he was like the deadline to register to vote is, and then he gave him a deadline and stuff like that. So he was trying to encourage them. So we'll see.
Yeah. Cause funny, when I was at Southern, I was not worried about who the mayor of Statesboro was.
But I mean, but if a 24-year-old black kid that just graduated from Southern was running, right? You
Yeah.
might be interested, right?
No, facts, exactly. No,
It's not an element. It's not an element. Let me see this is the one right here.
Sam Foster. I'm running for mayor of Marietta. I'm going to show you something really cool. This is when the mayor vetoed Juneteenth.
Please indicate your vote.
Oh, he got the. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't see this, so I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna play it. Dang, hold on. Let me read these names. Hold on, cause our boy on city council too. Joseph, where Joseph at? Joseph said yes. Okay, Joseph. All right, hey. I had to check my boy real quick. Wait. What Johnny Walker? Johnny Walker said no.
Yeah, of course, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker about as old as old dude, bro.
Hey, look. Hey, I was on Johnny Walker page the other day, and just to scroll to see like what he had from 2013, right? Bro, tell me why Nicole up there. I said, bro, she ain't even go to Marriott.
Nicole who?
Nicole.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. How did he get a picture of her?
From prom.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, it's ironic because like everybody don't make it onto Johnny Walker Facebook page. He put everybody under the page joint on his website.
Right.
So I was like, oh man, when I saw that, I was like, that's
right.
crazy.
That was the era in high school where everybody used to siphon those Johnny Walker pictures.
Oh yeah, they said the proof. It got proof all over your head, your forehead.
Yeah, but it'd be like, hey, whatever.
Yeah, the proof mean it's official, bro.
Right.
Dang, Johnny Walker said no to the blacks, but you be photographing the blacks every week at the football game.
Man, that don't mean nothing to him, bro.
Who's Cheryl Richardson? Do we know her? Nah. But Joseph Goldstein, my boy Joseph, boy, I ain't gonna lie, he kept it solid. You surprised by Joseph or nah?
Nah. My boy always been solid, bro.
I think anybody under the age of 50 was a guarantee.
Man, and I think honestly, Joseph, the older people, even if Joseph felt like he wanted to, he know for the sake of his politician career, his political career, right, that him voting no on that, because he knew it was going to probably get passed regardless,
Right, yeah.
So it was just like, because think about it, if he would have said no, let's say in a few years from now, he wants to run for mayor or some type of congressional seat, they're going to bring that up, just like they're bringing it up for Tumlin.
Tumlin, yeah. And Joseph went to school with us, bro. So it's like, we know him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's different when you go to school and you're younger. You have more people who are your age still alive that's voting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you want to turn your back against your peers at a younger age? If you want to
Exactly.
expose this, you got to expose this when you older. You're already out the door. But why was it this close in Marietta, bruh? That's some Marietta stuff. 4-3. Why was it even 4-3, bruh?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's two sides, bro. Like you really, like just to be honest, it's always been with Marietta. I feel there is, especially with the older people, and actually, so I think our generation, there was a lot of people, you would think it very integrated and very, because it is integrated, but like, oh man, like racism, like it don't really exist in Marietta, But,
It's fake integrated in Marietta, bro.
exactly, bro. Like, because I think of what was that, Black and White, bro. And
Yeah.
Black and White was and for the people who don't know what Black and White is, it's a invite only dance that Marietta throws. I don't know if they still do it, but back when we was in school, they had a tradition of this invite only where typically mainly the white women of the senior class go through a list of all the juniors and seniors, and then they decide who they feel they want to invite to the dance, and then they go from class to class in the middle of like your whatever period or throughout the day and drop off invites. And it's one of the craziest things, bro, to really think about, because like I got invited senior year, I didn't get invited junior year, and then getting the invite. And then, like, I guess I didn't really care junior year because I was kind of like, all right, I don't really know the white girls of the senior class, my dad are seniors. But senior, I knew I was going to get invited. But then to see people I was in class with, they're like, what did you just get? I was like, oh, my invite for Black and White. What is that? I was like, it's a dance. Like, oh, like, when am I getting mine? I'm like, man, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, and yeah, but it's a crazy thing because it's the white people parents who chaperone it, but it's a free fall.
Yeah, I was about to say, but also like they rent out the venue, like, and it's downtown Marietta, so it's not cheap. And they rent out the venue, they hire the DJ, they, what I'm saying, all the drinks, and like Mo said, it was a free fall. So all the drinks for these 18 and 17-year-olds, it was, it's crazy looking back on, but
and it's not like the parents rent it out and then just dip off. Like they right outside.
Yeah.
And these kids are drunk, they hide, they whatever, and they just letting it rock, bro. Yeah, but I ain't gonna hold you. Black and White was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah.
Did you go to Black and White?
Yeah. I got invited. Remember, and then when I got invited, I was like, "Bruh, I got invited." It was a time I didn't know. He said, "Bruh, you was gonna get invited, bruh." Like I remember that. Like as soon as you telling that story about you getting invited, I remember you, because J Mac was a DJ.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I remember, bruh, and I don't even know if the song was out, so maybe I'm mixing it up. But FDB by Young Dro,
it was
out. It was out. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was one of the highlights.
And that was the moment, bro. And I was next to Sam Latrell, bro. And Sam Latrell was singing with me, bro. In front of those, I don't. Dang, I'm so sorry. We're not supposed to say people's first and last name, but Sam, it was a white dude named Sam. He played guitar. He was like a Christian, like kind of like worship leader type of dude.
Yeah, I already said the first and last. You're gonna go ahead and get the whole background.
Yeah, I already did it, right? But him and I was like in the little mosh pit singing FDB by Young Dro, bro, and the song just came out at that time and it was like hot. So shout out to J Mac, bro, Luke Franklin, Lurk Franklin, excuse me, in the whole game. But yeah, man, like I don't know. I thought Marietta was integrated and like we was beyond racism and all that in terms of our generation, like I always knew it exists with the older people in Marietta and the older white folks in Marietta. I always thought it existed with them. But I thought it was different for us because we were younger and we were just like, oh, we see past it. Like we hang out together, we intertwined our cultures. And then my situation happened when I was 17 as a senior, bro. Man, when I got in trouble facing the law, oh, I learned the lesson right then. I said, okay, yeah, no. This black and white thing surely exists. I said, let me sit my behind down, boy. I got the black and white speech from my auntie. I got it from my mama. I got it from my daddy. I got it from my stepmama. I got it from my stepdad. Oh my goodness, bro. I got speeches on speeches, bro. And it was at that moment, bro, 17 years old, a month away from 18, that I learned like racism is alive and well in Marietta. And then, so it didn't surprise me as much as when we graduated. And then, the kids that was listening to the most rap music were all of a sudden not listening to rap anymore and, kind of lived a whole different lifestyle after they graduated. And I'm like, dang, I thought you was down. You was just trying to survive or fit in or whatever you was trying to do.
I feel like that was a product of the culture at the time, just in the sense of at the time, hip hop was very prevalent, and I think it was more fun, like people enjoyed being in with the black people just for the simple fact of, as I said, the culture of like, especially as like hip hop and rap and all that, they like FDB being played and stuff like that. It was fun. But I think as time went on, deep down inside, honestly, because their family was always the way it was. It was like these kids, when they'll come to school, it'll be a little bit different, but their family was always the way it was. So over time, you're gonna start to see things in a different perspective. And then I think if we went to school today, where hip hop isn't as prevalent, there's MAGA now, and I think, with country being bigger and all the different stuff, it's like they're not going to really lean into having the black friends like they did before, like they did in our age group, so I think, as I said, it's just a product of the time we was in. It was a good time, like as you said, like I definitely felt that way too when I was like, man, it don't be none of that racist stuff in Marietta like that, but now but I think as we gotten older, it's like, it was always there, but it was
bad,
like different fun.
Like those houses around the square, like plantation houses, and like apparently on the square, like allegedly, like slaves might have been sold on that stage that we performed on, and it gets deep in Marietta, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro, for sure. And then dealing with the cops. As soon as we started driving, like dealing with the cops, that was something that we dealt with a lot.
Facts.
A lot from 17 to 22. I dealt with so many cops in Marietta, bro. And so has Mo. You know what I'm saying? Like it was ridiculous, bro.
No, facts. But one thing I will say, when we were bringing up how it's a lot of tradition in Marietta, how a lot of families have lived there for years, I will say I remember when I was younger, and I still kind of feel this way. I wouldn't mind raising my kids in Marietta, because one thing I did like about Marietta is that it has a small town feel, but like a lot of big city amenities around it.
And it's close to the city.
Exactly, bro. Like I'll never forget the thing that really just like ingrained, like I was like, I'll rock with this city, bro, was when do you remember what was it? I guess the night before graduation when we went to that church. Was that the night before, or was that the church? And then like, all the seniors come in.
You talking about what they call mass. It's not mass, but it's like what is that event called? I know what you're talking about, where you go in your cap and gown, or you go in your gown to the church.
Yeah, and then
I have no clue what that is, bro.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember Colburn giving a speech, and in her speech, she was just like, y'all are the real Marietta. It's a lot of people that's around that are in surrounding areas, that, a lot of schools that technically have Marietta in their like as a
Sprayberry.
metro. Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Big Photo. Shout out Big Photo.
Right. But y'all are really Marietta. Like we got the square. We are really the heart of it. And then it was just like one of those things where you just really feel prideful. Like, you know what? Like, I rock with this city, bro. It's like, because it really feels like that small town feel, that community feel. At the time, that's how I felt. But
Marietta definitely not a small town. Like, after living in Lynette, Alabama, Marietta is not no small town. Like, I remember people saying, like, I come from a small town and stuff like that. And I'm like, we came from like a city, bro. Like, it's a suburban of a major metropolitan city in America. It is not a, but I get what you're saying of how it feels very homely and community, like kind of knitted and things of that sort, for sure.
I think especially with us having our own school system and, it's very, what we do in Marietta is different from what the rest of Cobb does,
100%.
So, like, but I don't know how, even looking at this, maybe things are changing for the better, with Sam Foster and whatnot. But I would have to see, like, once I get older and, moving back, if I would really want to raise my kids there, like I thought when I was younger. Because, when I was a kid, I always felt that way. I was like, man, like, I really want to bring my kids back to come up in this school system, because I like how so many people that graduate from Marietta come back and become teachers and come back and they work in the surrounding area and stuff like that. And it's not like one of those little towns in like in the middle of like Alabama somewhere. It's just like, oh, we just never left. It's like, nah, we left, did other stuff, but we wanted to come back and get back to the community now.
Yeah, travel the world. Like Claire Dodd, that's another first name, last name, but I already like did a thing on her on my channel before. Claire Dodd, she left, traveled the world, went to Italy, went to Romania and everything like that, and then came back to, like, that's just what kids do over there. And I don't know, it's a beautiful thing. Like, I remember when I was, dealing with someone, that we went to school with, off and on for like a few years. And one of the things that kept, bringing me back to that person was the idea of like, if I started a family with this person, like, we could raise our family in Marietta and be a second generation Marietta family. Like, I thought that was a cool idea to me and stuff like that. But that person was like, I don't care to raise my family in Marietta and this, and then, things didn't work out. But
how do you feel about it now? Would you still want to have like essentially a second generation family?
If it's someone from Marietta that I'd start a family with and everything, then yeah, 100%. But if it's someone that's not from Marietta, I don't care where we, plant our roots. Like, I would probably like it to be in the Atlanta area, just because that's where I'm from, and I'm probably gonna raise them on everything like Atlanta, because that's all I be talking about right now. But yeah, like I don't care if it's Marietta.
Yeah, I definitely want to raise my kids in Atlanta too, bro. Like as you said, either Marietta or Atlanta, just in general, because I don't know. I feel like it's also a beautiful thing with living in the city of Atlanta as a Black person. I would want my kids to experience that, to where they get to see consistent Black faces in all aspects of life, like whether it be in place of like politics or, like police officers, like anything, anything that you want to do in life, you can see a Black face doing it in Atlanta, which, gives you somewhat of a distorted view of the world until you leave, because it's so many times that I've traveled and like, thank God I've had the opportunity to travel to a lot of different places. And it's like, when you do travel, you see, it's like, bruh, it's so many people not of color around you, and you can tell like you stand out a lot more, as opposed to in Atlanta, you just there,
But that's another part. Like I might raise my kids in Gwinnett, Roswell, something like that, because I think that the beauty of Metro Atlanta, the outskirts and stuff like that, the suburbs, is that like you still have the Blackness of Atlanta there, but you also have white kids you grow up around. you grow up around, Asians, Hispanics. And I think us growing up around that kind of how do you say it? Diverse. Yeah. Diverse kind of like group and everything. I know how to like interact with everybody now. And like I don't necessarily always feel uncomfortable if it's just like I'm the only black person there, like because I feel like I learned how to deal with being the only black person in the class or being like in a majority black class where like everybody black in the class. Like I know how to deal with all of it. The reason why Drewski is so good with the skits is because he's from Metro Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He's from Gwinnett, an area that's just like Marietta, where it's like a lot of white people, but you still have a lot of the blackness of Atlanta in Gwinnett County. And so like he knows how to play the hillbilly white person because he went to school with the hillbilly white person. He went to school with the hood black person. He went to school with the hood Mexican. He went to school with the regular Mexican. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the characters that he can play is just a result of being from Metro Atlanta. And I think that's important for your kid or, I don't know, hypothetical kid to kind of grow up around.
No, and I completely agree because I've met a lot of, as I said, it's dope to be able to be in a place like Atlanta where there is so many black faces, but then it can leave you at a disadvantage when you do get around other cultures because I've met a lot of people who been like, man, like I don't even know how to talk to white people. It's just like, bruh, it's just, it's just like having a conversation, and you can tell some people since they haven't had that exposure, it is something completely different. And luckily, that's why I say I do appreciate our time in Marietta because we were exposed to a lot of different cultures, like within Marietta, there's the really nice areas, then there's the hood areas, there it's a good mix of everything. So you really get a chance to learn to interact with everybody and become a well-rounded person.
We grew up going to quinceañeras, bro, and like it was normalized. Like it wasn't even like we going doing something different, going to the quinceañera. It was just like, oh, it's so and so's quinceañera. It's like it's Christian's little sister quinceañera. Like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a normal thing for us. And, like that's something once you graduate and grow up, you realize that it's not normalized for other people.
Right. No, facts.
They don't know Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
Facts. Yo, was it you that we went to a quinceañera together and then you met?
Yeah. And Christian was DJing?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yeah. That was that. Yeah, I was there. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this joint because it said people cheered until I want to see what the until was.
Yeah, I think this means we tie.
I'm going to make a motion to override the veto.
Second.
It takes 5 to override the veto. All those in favor of overriding the veto, please indicate your vote. The motion to override failed.
Dang! Now he hate black people like that.
That's crazy.
I did not know this. Mayor Tumlin hated us like this. All right. I'm gonna keep playing. it.
We'll just say that this day will go down in the history of
Hey, that's a good intro, Mo.
No,
But hey, I also want to say this. Sam Foster, he takes the bus. I'm like, whoa, that's such an important freaking like perspective. So like I feel like everybody needs to like not have a car for at least 1 or 2 years of your adult life. Because without a car, you'll have to learn the public transit system around your local communities. You'll have to, you know how it feels to have to ride a bike. You know how it feels to have to walk on the sidewalk and then walk, kind of make up stuff of walking when there is no more sidewalk and things of that sort. Like you have to figure out all of that stuff, if you don't have a car. And I feel like it makes you just more appreciative of transportation and everything like that. All of the things, right? And it's better for the environment. I think this kid taking a bus says some like, because he's not out of touch. I feel like Mayor Tumlin, if you got old money and you Marietta out and this and that, you don't know what the heck is reality, bro. You lost in your own what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man. I want to give you a chance to like respond to that, Mo, about him being a bus dude before we move on to this the main event.
No, I definitely think that is a good. I like that for the fact that he is in touch with what's going on and everything. I will definitely say though, for him to be for him to be a mayoral candidate, to be careful. I think just any politician where you're that exposed into the public, especially in an area where you're going against so much of the green, just be careful, because I think it leaves yourself very exposed. It's just some people may say it's just a mayor race. It's not that deep, but there's some people you never know, especially
100%.
Yeah, in like an area where, as I say, you're going so much against the grain of what's already in place. People do a lot to keep certain certain balances in check. So
I don't know what the policy is in Marietta, but I remember in Douglasville, we had Rochelle Robinson. She's been the mayor since like 2016 over there. I was surprised that she's still running for mayor and all that. I'm like, bro, like, how long is the terms over here? But anyways, it's the same thing with Mayor Tumlin. But she was talking about opening up how she's received so many threats, being the first Black woman and stuff, mayor of Douglasville, and how she like needs security and things of that sort. I don't know what the policy is in Marietta. I don't know if you're like afforded like 2 to 3 Black Ubers. I don't know, what I'm saying? Uber Blacks a year. Like, I don't know how that works. Or if he's just going to have to pay out of his pocket for Uber Blacks and things of that sort. Because, like you said, you can't be the dang mayor, the first Black mayor. I mean, has Marietta ever had a Black mayor?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the first Black one.
Marietta's never had a Black. Well, that doesn't surprise me all the way, but it kind of does a little bit in 2025. But I guess the first Black one would have been elected when we were kids, huh?
Yeah.
And we didn't have a Black mayor. So yeah. Like it's not like they were gonna have a Black mayor in the 70s in Marietta. But yeah. So yeah. Him being the first Black mayor, a kid, and took down like the long time white dude. Yeah, bro, you gonna need like Uber Blacks and I don't know how the city is going to do that, if they're going to raise people's taxes or he's going to take out a city funds for that, or if he's just going to buy a car. You might just have to buy a car, bro.
Right. No, facts.
Dang. Well, it sounded good in essence of him taking a bus, but
yeah. But I just think about it, bro. It'd be so much going on these days. People be crazy, man. So that's why I just say stay safe, man. And I think it's a good I think it sounds good and it's good for, like I'm down with the people, but eventually you gotta to stay safe, you need to get proper transportation, No,
I hear it. Well, let's get into it. Earlier today, we had 5 people in the live, so people are really waiting for this. They see us. They seen at least one of our clips that I put on the channel. They kind of went buku on the channel and stuff like that with you.
Yeah.
Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds.